WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. Hi, Chicago, 2 o'clock. Welcome. I am so excited to be here with you today. We have the wonderful Danielle Scruggs in the building. I have a little bio I'm going to share about her. So today I'm joined with Danielle Scruggs, a Chicago-based photo editor, photographer, writer, and curator. She's the founder of Black Women Directors, a platform celebrating the work of Black women and non-binary filmmakers. And her work has been featured everywhere from Marie Claire to British Film Institute. Danielle has also shaped the stories as a photo editor at the Wall Street Journal, Getty Images, Vox Media, and ESPN. And beyond that, she curates films that film programs that we're going to talk to today, such as File Under Horror and the upcoming Chicago Film Symposium. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you here. Chicago's so lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Danielle, we have to say our tribute to Assata Shakur. What a woman.
Absolutely. I've been posting my copy of her autobiography online pretty much everywhere that I am online because that was just such a transformative book for me. And just like learning her life story and just knowing everything that she stood for throughout her life. There's like honestly like kind of no words to describe knowing that she's, an ancestor now. But yeah, definitely her life and her words like deeply resonated with me as a teen and as an adult.
Yeah. I just downloaded her audiobook because I've never read it, her autobiography actually. And I've heard so many great things about it and I don't know what I was waiting on, but now I have something to read. Mm-hmm. And I saw pictures of her, like just looking on the internet, pictures of her, and I'm so curious about her house. It like looked really cool. Like some pictures, they're like, these are pictures with, insert amazing person at Assata's home. And I'm like, ooh, are those floating stairs I see back there? Like, I want to see more.
Yeah, like she, I feel like she just like cultivated a life of freedom, even though she was in exile. But I think like she was really focused on what it means to actually be free and not free in the way of like, I think we've come to mean freedom in terms of like living in capitalism and everything, but like freedom in terms of like how you approach life, freedom just in terms of like not believing kind of distorted images about yourself or about other people of color or like other people who are oppressed. So she's definitely like one of my guiding lights for sure. And I think like reading her book as a teen really kind of helped shape my own kind of general way of life, like general kind of way of being and like how I approach a lot of things in my life, like the artistic stuff and then also just like being a person, like just being, just trying to, leave good in the world.
Yeah, for sure. Rest in peace, Assata.
Yes.
What a life. Wow. Well, Danielle, you just came back from Wisconsin, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. I did a one-night only horror screening called File Under Horror.
Yeah.
And it was a short film showcase of work, horror films made completely by Black women and non-binary filmmakers. And it was actually a really interesting event. We actually sold out, like ran out of chairs.
Wow, yeah, cool.
And this was actually the first solo event that I did as part of Black Women Directors. So I was really excited about that, and for it to be in Kenosha, Wisconsin, was really gratifying. Yeah.
Are you a horror fan?
Oh my God, I love horror movies.
Really?
I love horror movies so much. Like I literally grew up watching them. Like I remember being like, I think I was like 5 or 6 and like watching Frankenstein and getting upset, not because the monster was scary or whatever, but because the townspeople were like attacking this person. I'm like, but, well, the monster. But I was like, but they didn't do anything to anyone. Like, so yeah, that was like my kind of like first entry into horror, just like rooting for the monster.
Yeah, I've never seen Frankenstein. I don't like to be scared. So when I saw that, I was like, I hope they have the best time.
But I will not be over there.
Yeah, but
you will not see me tonight.
Yes, but I was just so curious. I'm like, okay, what inspired Danielle to create File Under Horror?
Yeah, that's like from being a horror movie fan.
Yeah.
And then also the venue that I did it at was the Final Girl Bar in Kenosha. They actually reached out to me because they read my newsletter, the Black Women Directors newsletter, and I talked about wanting to do more like in-person event, like community events. And they reached out, was like, hey, we have this space.
Oh, that's so
We'd
cool.
love to host an event. And so I thought like, the Final Girl is horror themed. Horror movies through a Black woman, non-binary femme lens. Let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it sold out.
Basically, yeah. It's like, we like ran out of chairs, which that was on the survey of like, hey, like make sure next time you have chairs. I was like, yes, indeed.
What the films, like they explored themes that were like grief, legacy, rage, and survival. What drew you to those particular works and directors? Yeah,
what drew me to them? Well, so actually one of the films that I saw at Black Harvest Film Festival last year called The Garden of Adet. And I just love that movie because it really talks about, I mean, yes, it's a horror movie. It's like about this Creole woman who has like this haunted garden basically, and she has to decide between protecting a new friend that she makes or protecting this flesh-eating garden. And but really like the movie was about like legacy and like passing down heritage, passing down traditions, the dangers of like not understanding like where you come from. So that's something that I really like about horror movie just in general, like horror movies in general. It's just like you can talk about like really deep, serious issues, but you can almost kind of get at the heart of it better when it's through like this kind of fantastical lens, like when it's through like the lens of like, a monster or like flesh-eating garden or, like it can represent something larger than that.
Did anybody scream?
I didn't hear anyone scream, but definitely there were some movies though where people were talking back to the screen, which I love. Like
I love that.
I love
so
when
much.
that happens. So the last movie that we screened, Hairwolf, which is actually more of like a horror satire.
Okay.
But definitely people were talking back to the screen. They were like, don't go in there. Like, oh my God, did she say that? Like, so that's what I love about doing in-person events too. It's just like hearing that immediate feedback, hearing people really get into the stories. Nothing like it.
Some people do not like that, but I think that really marks the success of a film. If you have people talking back.
Exactly.
Getting mad at the characters, cursing them out.
Exactly. That's how you know like you've made like a really successful film where people can get like really just like entangled with the characters and like to the point where there's like, don't go in there, like talking back.
Yeah. What I liked about it, when I was sharing that with other friends that I know love horror films, a lot of people are like, whoa, okay, like Black women, Black femmes in horror. I'm like, yeah, because I don't think you think about that. I think, and maybe because I'm like I don't pay attention to it because I don't like to be scared. It does. When I see people love it so much, I'm like, maybe I should try to give it a chance. And then someone told me I get it confused with gore, because maybe that's another genre. I'm not sure. But, yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely some horror movies where it's just like, it's more about shock value and it is more about gore.
Yeah.
But the horror movies that really resonate with me are the ones that, like what I was talking about before, kind of like use horror to talk about like other issues and like deeper issues. And that's not to say that you can't have fun or that it's like you're not going to enjoy yourself. But I think like those are the kind of stories that resonate with me the most. Just like stories that use horror as like a metaphor, like horror as like, kind of like a lens to talk about like other things going on in society at large.
Yeah, when you say it like that, maybe I will give it a shot because I'm like, okay, I can get behind some of this.
Yeah, horror is great. I love
without like thinking it's going to be like somebody turned around with like a skate in their face or something.
I I mean, those kind of movies have their place too.
Yes.
But yeah, I think like, yeah, definitely the stories that resonate with me are more like, I don't know, I guess like stories that are more like creepy than like, here's like a bucket of like blood everywhere.
Yeah. Is there anybody that's like in the Hollywood system of like a black woman that's directed a horror film? Do you know?
Oh yeah, Nia DaCosta.
Right.
She did the Candyman remake, and then she's doing the 28 years later upcoming sequel. Yeah.
That's right. Okay, cool. Because one of my questions was going to be like, do you think audiences are finally catching up to the contributions of contributions that black women have made in horror?
I mean, I would say yes and no, because on the one hand, Candyman was, let's see, I want to make sure I get this right, but I believe Candyman was the first movie that went to #1 that was directed by a black woman. And so I think that does kind of show that like people are ready for something new, and like they are ready for stories made by black women in the horror space. But then at the same time, it's like there's not other, like the fact that, okay, because Candyman came out in 2021, so the fact that it took that long for a movie to go #1 directed by a black woman is like, oh, what are we doing here? Like, it shouldn't be taking that long. We should still be having first in that kind of way. But but I do think that shows, okay, like people are like more primed for like different kind of stories and different kind of storytellers. But I think it's like, okay, but we need to pick up the pace.
Pick up the pace for sure. And that's so crazy. Like 2021, I think maybe because like we've all been calling Candyman since we were like 8. You know, I remember like getting in trouble for that in daycare. That's probably what started my like, you know what? I'm like traumatized myself.
Like, never mind.
I traumatized myself. Oh my gosh. But black women directors, that started as a Tumblr in 2015. And now everybody loves it. It's blown up. You've blown up. Mama, we made it. How has like the journey evolved over the years?
Yeah, because it's kind of wild to think about like 2015 being 10 years ago. But I've been doing this for
anniversary
10 years.
Party.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Might need to put a pin in that.
Oh my God. Yeah. I wish I had like turn around and there'd be a cake coming out.
Oh, but yeah, it's been, I mean, really, the biggest thing has been is a learning process. It's been, because, really, I started it as a way to educate myself. And that's why I started it on Tumblr, because it was more so going to be like a personal blog where I just like collected things like as like I went along. But it was almost like as soon as I started it, like people started writing into me, or it's like, oh, hey, like add this director, like, oh, like you should check this person out, or like let me connect you to this person. And directors themselves started reaching out to me. The British Film Institute like linked to the site like on their Twitter, like on their official Twitter page, and Blavity wrote about it. So and that just showed to me that like, oh, like this was a resource that I started for myself, but like other people are looking for this kind of resource too, and like other people are looking for, again, something kind of different, like something that's not like the usual of like what they've been told is an important story, or like here's like an auteur. And usually when people talk about auteurs in Hollywood, like 9.5 times out of 10, like they're talking about a white man. And no offense, nothing wrong with the white dudes making their movies out there, like I'm not saying that, but what I am saying though is that we need to kind of expand our definition of like what's an important story, what's a story worth telling, who's an auteur, like who's like a storyteller worth paying attention to. Like we just need to expand that definition, and that's what Black Women Directors was about, or is about.
What has been like the most surprising discovery like while building this archive to you?
The most surprising discovery, that's such a good question. Finding out that Zora Neale Hurston was a filmmaker.
What?
I found out about it through doing research, because I was looking for filmmakers from like the early 20th century, because most of the time, like when you look at 20th century filmmakers, like they're talking about, especially for Black women, it's mostly like kind of starting in like late 60s, early 70s. But I was like looking to see was there anyone before that I'm like not aware of? And yeah, that's like how I found out through like looking through like the Florida archives and like looking up Zora Neale Hurston and looking up her like anthropological work, like her film work was part of that anthropological work. And so she actually went to Florida and not only wrote about Black Floridians and like Black communities like throughout that state, but she also made films.
Wow.
And I believe Criterion Collection had it streaming on their channel for a while. I don't know if they still have it, but but they were streaming it for a long time, and I think there are snippets on YouTube as well. So that was something that was like really fascinating to me, just knowing that, you know, this Black woman who we all know is like a playwright, as an author, was also a filmmaker.
Right. And like many films, or several, like you said.
Like short documentaries.
Yeah, huh. That's really cool. Who knew?
Yeah.
Right
so
on.
like, I've been, finding out just like little gems like that. Well, I guess that's not a little gem. That's like a pretty big gem.
Yeah, that's
but
a big deal.
but just again, like that educational part of it has just been what's been really exciting for me.
Yeah. I'm not sure where, but I've seen you like describe Black women directors as a beacon and a signal fire.
Oh, that was actually one of the testimonials on the site.
Oh, okay. I was like, where did I see that? Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. That's so nice that somebody said that.
Yeah, I was like, because like, I actually like just reached out to people, and like when I was redesigning the site, just like asking people, you know, if you've ever used the site before, just like let me know what it means to you, or like if you've learned anything from it or gotten like any value out of it. And yeah, that was one of the things
That's
people
so
wrote in.
nice. Yeah, I love that. Like, I feel I started my podcast project in a way of like, I would always like look for artists who are like talking about their work, but you would only see like really famous folks, and you might find something, but like maybe the audio's not that great or it's not that long. And I love to hear artists talk about their work, and I'm like, I'm just gonna start this myself, you know, like, or I'm gonna start something myself to find like artists who I would love to hear speak about their work, and it also in its own sense becomes an archive as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love hearing about process too. Like, I'm such a process nerd. Like, I always listen to the DVD extras or like the director's commentary, because I just love seeing like how other people's creative processes work, especially in fields that are different from mine. And like I kind of see like what can I take away from it too that I can bring to like my own practice.
Exactly. I know. I love going to like lectures and stuff.
Yes, same.
I remember somebody was like, what do you like to do for fun? I'm like, go to lectures. They're like, okay. I'm like, look, you asked, and that's a good time, okay?
It is. You know, you don't have a hangover afterward. It's
okay,
great.
Right. They have refreshments sometimes.
Right, exactly.
Mix and mingle.
Exactly.
A lot of times free parking, like at Northwestern, it was free parking. You know, you go on in there and it's great. Have a good time. What's your like goals with like Black women directors as it becomes like this, you know, like a searchable database basically is what it's become. But like, what other fun goals do you have with it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I definitely want to keep doing more community programming and in-person events. Well, probably virtual events too, in case people can't come to Chicago proper for it. But yeah, I definitely want to keep bringing people together, because that was something that I really like doing with the File Under Horror screening, and then also with the Chicago Film Symposium.
Yeah.
I just love being able to get a lot of people together and like kind of, you know, experience art and talk about it and connect with other people as well. So that's definitely something I want to keep doing. And then I also, with the archive itself, like I definitely want to kind of expand the archive and, you know, hopefully start including like posters or like movie websites or like preserving that and like preserving that digitally for like people to like almost kind of use as like, I almost kind of see it as like more of like a reference library. So like that's like kind of what I want to evolve it into. So yeah.
You said folks had hit you up. Like, what if people are like, oh, my cousin directs and she's not in the directory? Then what happens?
Oh yeah. So I actually that does tend to happen a lot.
Really?
So I actually ended up just creating a submission form.
Okay.
For people to basically kind of like self-select into the site as well. And then like I kind of go through and see, is this something that I can like, because I also kind of have like certain criteria for myself.
Sure.
Like I try to focus more on like filmmakers who have made like short films and feature-length films or like documentaries, because if I get into like TV directing, then that's like a whole other can of worms. I'm like, oh man, that's like, I'm only one person. Like there's only so much I can do. So I'm trying to like focus on, people who have made like short films or like documentary films, narrative feature films, like that kind of thing. And just like kind of like having a vetting process, I think has helped, because like sometimes like it's easy to kind of like email in and say like, oh, well, I don't see this person, or, oh, I should be in it. And I'm like, okay, well, here, like fill out this form and like, like let me know, like kind of, you have like film stills, you have a bio, you have a headshot. And I think like that kind of tends to like, it kind of tends to show you like who's like serious and like who's kind of like,
who's ready? Like, who's doing it? Who's doing it? Who's doing it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And also, you need those, like, things to fill out for the website. So it's like, I need these documents in order to include you.
Right, exactly. And
well.
so it's like, if you have that at the ready, it's like, okay, like, I can, that makes sense to, like, add to the database versus, like, okay, if you're not filling that in, maybe you're just not ready at this time. And, like, that's okay. But, like, I think, like, even having something as simple as that has, like, kind of shown... who's kind of, I mean, I don't want to say serious. That has like a negative connotation, but like who's like kind of more active and ready.
Sure, yeah. And who has the documents to put that you need to type in,
Right, to
like
maintain like
a
right. And also like to maintain a proper archive too, because like, I do want to make this like a resource for people too. So it's like I do need, like film stills and like, long lines and, a bio from you. And like that just like makes it like easier for other people to find you when they are looking through the database. So
yeah. That's also sort of like a wild thing too, because like how you started this out as like a personal research project for yourself, and now it sort of becomes this like this piece to be included in. And so it's like you become, I don't want to say like a gatekeeper, but like you become, like something that somebody wants to be a part of, right? Like people want to have their film and like be documented. If they're a Black woman director, I could see everybody wanting to make sure that they're a part of this database. And then if you have this like vetting process, like it's just like now it's like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think I'm just trying to say like how important it is. And you just want to like, people just want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
I mean, if what I'm talking about makes sense though.
No, that makes perfect sense. I wouldn't say gatekeeper because like I don't want to feel like
I didn't mean it that way.
But I would say more like steward or like
steward,
archivist, like just like wanting to really like make make a resource for people. So also just like so people can see that again, like when people think of like who's a filmmaker, like who's like out here telling stories, like it's not this limited view of like what a filmmaker is. It's like here's what a filmmaker could look like, and here's all the incredible like wide array of work that's being made. Yeah.
I just think it's so neat. Like I love being able to go there and like search up someone. But are all the films like accessible when you like click on a director, or does it mostly on the site give you an opportunity to see like who's out here making films, and then it's up to us to follow up and see where we could see these films too, right?
Yeah. So thank you for asking that. Because as much as possible, I try to include where a film is streaming. So I'll list the director, have their bio, and then beneath that have a list of all their films. And then I'll have a link to the trailer if it is available. And then also I'll list out where it's streaming. So I'll say like, oh, it's available on YouTube, or, you can stream it on Apple, or it's on HBO Max, or, one of those multitude of streaming services that are out there. So definitely try to include that information as much as possible.
Yeah. And so you also have this thing, the Chicago Film Symposium. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, very excited to talk about that. It's actually the second annual film symposium is coming up on November 1st at the Green Line Performing Arts Center. So this year we're partnering with U Chicago Arts and the Arts and Public Life.
Cool.
And so, we're going to be screening movies by Black and Brown filmmakers who are from the Chicagoland area. And then also having panel discussions on the art and business of filmmaking.
Ooh, and I love a panel.
Yeah, we were talking about lectures. So and then we'll be doing that this year. And last year we had the first ever symposium at the Sisters in Cinema Media Arts Center in South Shore.
Okay.
And we did the same thing. We screened films by 6 different filmmakers, all from Chicago or like in the Chicagoland area, and had 2 panels about the art and business of filmmaking. Jada Amino, who's the curator of Black Harvest Film Festival, was the moderator for one of the panels. Nice. And then a lot of the filmmakers that we screened are doing, incredible things. Like I'm like really excited to see that that they submitted in the first place, because like they're doing like incredible things. Like one of the filmmakers is an actor on 911, and I think that's what the show is called, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's like on CBS
or Fox or one of those. But yeah, she's she's an actress, also a director. She's shown her work in XL Fest. A couple of other directors like Ken Marie and Alam Delange, they're in New Fest, another film festival that's like really prestigious. And so, just the fact that like we were able to, kind of gather them all together in one spot was just really exciting for me. And just like seeing, again, just like all the different kinds of storytelling that's going on in Chicago, and being able to showcase that for people was just like incredibly humbling and a real honor.
That's the word I think I was looking for when I was describing Black women directors. You said it, prestigious. Yeah, I think that's what it feels like, prestigious to be included in there. Yeah, I really do, because it's like it's such a beautiful site and everything. So I could see how people be like, "Hey, put me in here. I'm not in here. Put me in here." Well, that's super exciting. Yeah. The thing about all film festivals that you go to, whether it just be like a short program or you're going to see like these features at like a major film festival, is just how many people are out here like making films. Yes. That's so wild to me. It's like Hollywood is just like a dot of like the whole film world, really. Yeah, I mean, seriously, there's so many people getting down out here.
Yeah, and telling just like so many diverse kinds of stories too.
Yeah, no, that's like, I just love it. Like, wow, I'm always so inspired, because I think about like everybody in their little, like not little, but like their crews and like saying action just all over the world as they make these projects. I love it so much. Well, y'all, we have to take a quick break, but we will be back. We are here with Danielle Scruggs, and this is Lumpen Radio, but here come our ads. Okie dokie, WLP and LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. We are back with Danielle Scruggs, and we were just talking about the wonderful Chicago Film Symposium that is coming up November 1st. What do you hope audiences walk away with after they attend the symposium?
First, before I answer that, I just want to make sure to shout out that Chicago Film Symposium is a collaboration between myself, the Black Women Directors Platform, and also Black Film Club Collective, which is a 2-person crew that curates all different kinds of Black film events across the city. So just wanted to make sure I shouted them out as well.
Oh, yeah. And how did y'all get to know each other?
Through Instagram, actually.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I just sent them a message on Instagram last year and was just like, would you be interested in collaborating? And then it just kind of, everything kind of sparked from there.
Blew up from there. See, when people are always talking about getting off Instagram, while I understand, I'm like, but what are we going to do about the whole DM situation when you leave? Because it really does go down in the DMs.
It does. But as someone who feels kind of ambivalent about social media in general, I will say that I'm still a believer in email as well. Like, I'm still a believer in, like, I guess kind of old-fashioned ways of communicating, which is weird to think about email being old-fashioned now, but I guess it is.
I love email, and I love email newsletters. I really do sit with my planner on Saturday, and I open up my newsletters, and I see what people have going on in the emails, and I plan out my week through it. I just love email.
Yeah, I like a good email, too, and I really like newsletters, too. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like that's my alternative there. But yeah, Instagram actually came through that time, and like it actually worked out. And then to answer your question about what do I hope audiences leave with?
Yeah, like, what do you hope like audiences walk away with after they attend the symposium?
Oh, yeah. I hope they walk away I guess just like realizing that there is, well, first of all, there's like tons of talent right here in Chicago.
Sure.
And you don't necessarily have to go to New York or LA to either see great film or make great films. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I hope people take away. And then also just like the community aspect too. Like I really hope that people come away feeling, this is going to sound so corny, but it's true. But like I really want people to, feel closer to their neighbors and feel like more connected with people who, maybe have like, like-minded hobbies, because it's like, hey, we're all at a film symposium together. Right. And so, yeah, like I really hope that people come away with connection and feeling, just feeling like, this is like a safe space that they can go to experience art and to build community with other people. So,
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, if there's like anybody out there that loves to go to lectures or panel discussions, want to come with me, come on. Would be a neighbor in that way, because, yeah, you're right. Like, what else, like, sort of excites you most about the filmmakers and stories that are coming out of Chicago right now? Do you have anything that makes you excited?
Oh, I think really it's just seeing just, like, the diversity mm-hmm. of, like, approaches and thought and style. Because last year when we screen films, we had like a pretty good mix of, we had a documentary about how it was middle school students who campaigned to change the name of Douglas Park to be named after Frederick Douglass.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to Stephen Douglas. Uh-huh. So we had a documentary about that. Then we had a sci-fi movie that was like, but it was talking about kind of like cultural appropriation, but through like this sci-fi kind of lens, which was like really great to see. We had like other films that like kind of talked about what it's like to, grow up and like leave home. But it was like all silent, and it was just like, ooh. Well, it wasn't silent, but there was no dialogue. It was just like all images and sound and like images and music. Wow. And so yeah, just like seeing just like this wide variety of styles and approaches and stories. And, we only showed 6 films, but like we showed like there was like so much diversity within that. And that just goes to show just like how much is happening on the Chicago film scene and how exciting that is. And I just like want to keep showing more of like what's here in Chicago.
I think another thing that I love too when you go to like a film program like that where these films have been selected for you is that you sort of get forced to look at films that you might not usually see. Like if you're not usually into, documentary, but there's a documentary film that's like in the middle of the program. Now, you're watching a documentary. It might, excite you to watch more, especially if you're not interested. So I really love that, especially like in shorts programs, because it's just always like so different. At least some of the ones I go to, they just like put like, this is about family films, but that's right, like so exactly. vague, right?
Exactly.
It could be about anything around family, and so you just get to see like, just like all the stuff that folks are making. I really love, because I think because I'm at like art department background, seeing like at the different levels of like, production design that people have put into their films and stuff. And I just love that so much because, like when you work on like these big productions, like the budgets are so insane. And so when people have like no budget or like very small budget and you see like these beautiful projects, you're just like, wow, this is great. Like you can always like get down with like, more with less.
Yeah, exactly. That actually reminded me of this this film series I saw when I was in grad school. I think is it like Dogma 95? I think that's the title of it, but it was or it's based on those principles, but the movie was called The Five Obstructions. And so these different filmmakers who are like based all across the world had to make a film, but like with these within these very specific parameters. Ooh. And like they couldn't go outside those parameters. And so you got to see like how all these different filmmakers approached limits and like how they were able to like still make the film that they wanted in their style, but like in like this very like kind of limited structure. And I thought like, oh, like that's like, it's like a really good reminder that like even if you don't have, like a Hollywood studio style budget, you can still make the story that you want. And sometimes even like those constraints can like kind of force you to be even more creative than you would have been like with like the bigger budget and everything.
Yeah. That reminds me of, I remember maybe it was Canon, one of these big camera companies. They had given like their latest camera to all these directors, and they gave one to Hype Williams. And Hype was calling like all his like celebrity friends, like, hey, I need to like shoot this thing, like, can you do something? And they kept blowing him off. But then Hype turned the camera like on with his kid and like just showed his kid all day, like with the camera. And I thought it was like the best one, because like I remember going to the screening to see like the depths of like all the things, this thing that this camera could do. And so they showed all these different filmmakers, but that was the one that stood out to me. It was the one with his daughter, or at least it was a kid. I think it was his daughter, but just a kid. A kid for sure. But I was like, that was so cute. And like he had all the different like lens changing and all this stuff. And I'm like, you really did get to see the camera through, through him doing it. And it's like, see, you don't need all of these like celebrities to be in this project. You made do with your kid.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it's just like, again, shows like how constraint can kind of foster creativity.
Yeah. Well, I think the film symposium sounds lovely. I also love a symposium. Who doesn't?
It has a nice ring to it,
Yeah, it really sounds like, oh man, I'm about to go to a symposium. Like, y'all can't get with me, Oh my gosh. But like, also you've been a photo editor at like places like Wall Street Journal, Getty, Vox, ESPN, all these places. How do you think your editorial eye influences your work as a curator?
Ooh, I love that question.
Yeah.
I think it's because you're always kind of figuring out what the story is. Because like as a photo editor, you're constantly reading everything that like you're either photo researching for or commissioning a photographer for. You have to know what the story is. And so like you're constantly, reading drafts and then also having conversations with reporters and editors about, what's like the core of this story? Like, what's this about? And then kind of building the visuals around that. And so I think it's kind of similar to curating because you also kind of have to know like what story are you trying to tell and kind of instead of building visuals around that for a news story, you're building like a film program around like what you want the story, like, kind of what story is it that you're trying to tell?
Sure. That's really, it like keeps you on your toes. How do you balance all of it? Like, how do you balance like being, because you're a maker yourself, like you do photography yourself.
Yeah. I mean, lately I haven't. I've been really wanting to get back into like actually making photography again. Hopefully I get back into that soon.
Me too. Maybe we could be accountability
buddies. I was just gonna say, like, I need someone to hold my feet to the fire.
I would really, yes, I would love that. Okay. Side note.
Yes. Accountability buddy. Accountability buddy.
Yes.
But yeah, that is a very good question. How am I balancing all of this out?
I know, you're like a maker, curator, archivist,
Yeah. I mean, I guess like I guess I've always have kind of been that way of like needing to have a lot of different things to work on. Because like I feel kind of weird if I'm only doing one thing at a time. Like I feel like, because I feel like all those things kind of feed each other too. Like, you know, being a photographer, being a photo editor, being a writer, being a curator, like all those things kind of feed each other. And I think those things kind of, hopefully they make me like, all those things also make me stronger in each one of those things too. Because I definitely feel like being a photographer made me a stronger photo editor, and then vice versa. Being like working as a photo editor made me a stronger editorial photographer as well. So I'm hoping that, you know, also working as a curator, working as a writer, you know, all those things kind of feed each other and like make the other things stronger.
What about when it's like with deadlines? Like, does that just make you even more crazier? Not that you're crazy, but you know, like, is it like, does it make it like more crazier? Like if you have like a photo editorial that like has a deadline, but maybe, you know, you have this thing for the film symposium coming up, like.
Oh yeah, I respect a deadline. Actually, deadlines. Having a deadline is actually so much more helpful for me than like something that's open ended.
Yeah.
If something is open ended, I'm like, I'll try to get to it as best as I can. But if there's like a specific deadline, of like, okay, like this is happening on this date, we need it by 4 p.m. this date.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I got you. Okay, I can put that in my calendar. I can put that in my planner. I can, you know, like I can kind of stack everything out based on like what I know my deadlines are. But yeah, when something's kind of open-ended, if people are just like, oh, get it to me whenever, then whenever it's just like, okay, so that's just not happening.
Right.
So.
I can't stand that. I had a friend in town who was like, oh, I'm going to be in town Tuesday through Thursday. When is good for you to hang out? And I like really snapped into like really thinking like, oh, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, instead of like saying, let's get together soon, you know, like I love a deadline as well.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Because you have something to plan around too. So it's like, you know, like, so yeah, that actually, it actually really helps me like stay balanced and focused. So like having like multiple, even when they're like multiple deadlines kind of stacking up, like as long as like I kind of know where the road is heading, I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Do you assign yourself deadlines? And like, can you keep your own deadline, a self-assigned deadline?
Yes, I do.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well, okay, so I don't always adhere to those deadlines, but I do set my own deadlines for myself because it just, again, like if I have something to work towards, like it just makes it easier to like kind of stay on track. Because like, for example, like I put out a monthly newsletter for Black women directors.
Yeah.
And I've made it, so it should come out the first Friday of the month at like 7 a.m. And so knowing that I have that to work towards like kind of helps me like keep things organized for the most part. Sometimes I have had to say, okay, newsletters come in a couple weeks late because life. Yeah. And this is not my full-time job. But right. But yeah, for the most part though, I do try to like set internal deadlines for myself too.
I love that. That's really cool that you can be. I try to set internal deadlines and it never happens. It's always better when I have a friend that will say, show me this in 2 weeks. And I will like be like, okay. Even if she's just over there like cooking dinner and just made up some deadline, I like really take it to heart. I'm like, okay, 2 weeks, got it.
Right.
Do you have like a favorite film?
Ooh, like of all time or like,
maybe, yeah, all time or like top 3, maybe. Any genre?
Oh, man. Well, I can tell you my Letterboxd top 4.
Okay.
Because yeah, so that's what I put in my top 4. Oh, because it's really hard to choose like what's like a favorite film. But I put in Heat by Michael Mann because Michael Mann's like one of my favorite directors ever. Yeah. Like love him down. Chicago King. Moonlight by Barry Jenkins.
Gorgeous.
Just because, yeah, that whole movie is just like memorized. Like I just love that movie so much. Eve's Bayou by Casey Lemons.
Yes.
Just because I revisit that movie a lot. Like it's just so multi-layered. And then Killer of Sheep by Charles Burnett.
Okay.
Because he's another one of my absolute all-time favorite filmmakers.
Are you a fan of Lifetime movies?
It depends. Okay. It depends on what my mood is. Because sometimes, like, I'll watch a Lifetime movie and I'm like, okay, like, this happened. But then I'll see, like, other movies and I'm like, okay, that was ridiculous, but I was highly entertained the whole time.
Yes, that's what I love about them so much. And my mother loves Hallmark films.
Oh, my mom does too. Yeah. She loves like November through January, it just stays on Hallmark Channel.
My mom too. My mom's like, I'm watching Christmas in July right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It made me wonder. I know that that's like a TV movie, but I'm like, are there Black women directing these? I know like Vivica Fox had a Lifetime deal for a little bit, and gosh, I can't think of her name right now, but from Beverly Hills Housewives.
Garcelle.
Yes, I think they were like doing some like Lifetime deals, but yeah, it just made me, I don't know what that genre is, but I think it would be just, I call it just Lifetime genre.
Yeah, it is like a very particular.
Yeah.
There are Black women directors making Lifetime movies.
Right.
Actually, there was, I think this was a Lifetime movie, the Clark Sisters movie.
That was so good.
It was so good. And that was by, Black woman director, but also a Black woman director from Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Christine Swanson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, I think they directed an episode of PD, actually, Chicago PD.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna have to watch that one again.
Yeah, that was a really good movie, and I actually got a chance to talk to her about that. We were on like a webinar, like when around the time that the movie was first released, and
cool.
It was just like really cool that like she was able to bring like a lot of cultural specificity to that too, specifically because like not just because like she's a Black woman, but also because like she's from Detroit as well.
Yeah.
So she like has like that kind of cultural memory there that like someone outside of Detroit or who's like not a Black woman, frankly, like wouldn't quite understand.
Yeah. And
that's not like a bad thing necessarily. It's not to say that like you have to be like of the culture that's like the subject of the movie that you're directing, but I think it helps a lot too.
Do you have any aspirations to direct a film?
Oh yeah, people ask me that a lot actually.
I'm sure.
I mean, so I've actually been on a set before, like as a unit stills photographer.
Right, yeah.
And
did you like that?
I mean, it was definitely a learning experience. Mm-hmm. It was like a pretty steep learning curve. I have to be honest there.
Yeah.
But what that experience taught me and what it made me really appreciate even more than I did before that was like, just like how many people it takes to make one film.
Yeah.
And just like, there's multiple departments and like there's like there's multiple teams within those departments, and like everyone has to like kind of work in tandem, and you have the director kind of like guiding the ship the whole time, and like they have to make so many decisions constantly. And so part of me is like, I don't know, do I have the temperament for that ? I don't know.
That's a really good question.
Like, because you like, it's not like you're not just doing like the artistic part of like guiding performances and like guiding the director of photography, but it's like you're also like like talking to the costume designer, talking to the set designer, talking to the producers, making sure you're staying on schedule, like talking to props and like making sure that like you have the right model car because the continuity person is telling you like, hey, like this car is from like 1970 and this is supposed to be 1990, so it's just like I was like, wow, there's like even more than I realized to like making a movie. So yeah. But then I also saw this this video on was it Instagram or TikTok? And now I can't remember exactly where it was. So apologies for not being able to cite my sources properly. Okay. But I saw this video and they were saying like, as an artist, like as a creative, something you should be asking yourself is like, what's something that scares you creatively?
Ooh, okay.
And when I saw that, I was like, the thought of making a movie terrifies me. So maybe that's something I need to lean into.
Yeah, right?
So that was like my long-winded answer of saying like, oh, like I think I might want to try making a film because like I think about film so much anyway in my own photography. And so I was thinking like, but yeah, like that was something that I realized, like when I was thinking about like what's something that scares me creatively, and I was like, ooh, making a movie scares me, so maybe I need to like kind of lean into what's scaring me there.
I like the idea of maybe doing it as an exercise.
Yeah, like not trying to have like any expectations of like getting into, I'm gonna get into Sundance. It's like slow your roll. Just like kind of do it as like a thought exercise. Like, is this something that I can do? First of all, it's like, do I have the temperament for it? Like, maybe that isn't my medium, but yeah, that is something I would like to try my hand at.
Yeah, and there's people that make films like over a span of years, which is always blows my mind because I'm so used to, we're working on this film from like Monday through Saturday, and then that's it. Then the film is done. Mm-hmm. But there's people that like, I know filmmakers who might work with an actor, but they're like, oh, but the actor got married, so we're going to get back to this in a little bit. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what does that even mean? Like, knock this out, And they just take their time and, maybe they're like 1-2 person crews. Mm-hmm. But I'm always impressed by folks that do that. And then they actually come up with like a finished product,
Yeah.
Because I'm like, doesn't your actor, like, they can't like cut their hair or anything. Like, how does that work? But somehow they make it work.
Yeah, which is like, that's like fascinating to me too. It's just like, how do you keep that level of commitment going over like that period of time too?
Yeah. What's like some of your favorite so like the Black Harvest Film Festival, like are there any other like film festivals that you enjoy that you like make sure that you go to?
Yeah. Well, the Chicago International Film Festival.
Oh, sure, duh, yeah.
Like, I really like going to that a lot. And then I've actually been to Tribeca before, which is like that was like another really cool film festival to go to. I've actually never been to Sundance, so I really want to go to Sundance. I've never been either. Yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, I was trying to think if there was anything else. But those are the ones that kind of like immediately stick out.
Is there, maybe there would be like a Black Women Directors Film Festival. Have you ever thought to do something like that?
Oh, yeah. There's actually, there's a Denton Black Women Film Festival. I think it's like Denton, Texas.
Texas, okay. Okay.
And so, yeah, I know like there's that one. And then there's like, there's like this, this organization in LA called Not Your Daddy's Films, and so they don't focus on women and non-binary filmmakers. It's not like specifically like Black women or women of color, but like I think like they're also doing like really cool work too.
Oh, okay, right on. So then maybe you don't need to do one because it's already being done.
Or I could do like another one. Like I don't have any qualms about putting another one out there.
Right. You do want to do like more of the File Under Horror, right? You want to do that again?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I really want to bring that to Chicago and just like have it be, here in my hometown and everything. So, hopefully we can actually pull that off for this spooky season.
Yeah.
I have to like kind of finalize some details around that. But yeah, hopefully, I can do that in Chicago very soon.
Randomly, speaking of spooky season, do you like haunted houses?
Oh, actually, no.
Okay.
Even though I love horror movies, but like I went to like a haunted house like kind of thing when I was a kid. And I was like, this is crazy. I can't do it. Like, my nerves are too bad for this.
They are too much.
Like, it's one thing to, like, see the scary thing, like, on a screen. But it's another thing when it's, like, someone jumps out at you, like, in real life. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah. I'm so scared that, like, even Fright Fest, I do not like. Because they chase you at Fright Fest. People,
they chase you down?
Have you gone to Fright Fest at Six Flags, Great America?
Oh, no, I've never been.
Yeah, they will chase you. And they bring in, like, special effects makeup artists to, like, do people's face and everything.
What?
And they will, like, be in the lines. Like, there'll be, like, all these, like, ghosts and goblins in the lines, and they try to like spook you. And that's another opportunity. I will not go because I went one time, just thinking like, it's just Fright Fest. Like, what is that? Just some cobwebs like on a roller coaster? But no, it was next level. Oh my God, it was such next level. I I did not like that at all.
I don't like the chasing thing. I'm like, oh no, slow your roll now.
Yes, they had people chasing, and like they had these guys that had like this weird makeup. It was just like, I can't even describe it. Just like if you were some type of like horror special effects makeup artist, and they just told you to go crazy, you go crazy. And then they had knee pads on, so they would chase you and then like slide on their knees. So they might like say something like slide in front of you. Like they have a whole thing down. Like, these people are just enjoying they're having the best time. But I am like, oh no. One time, at the time I went, they scared a lady out of her funnel cake and her funnel cake dropped. And she was not happy. She was
That's not funny, but it's funny.
Not. I was like, because it was like a long line, and she's like eating with her kids. He's like, slid past her. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm trying not to laugh because if that happened to me, I would be so upset. But that's really funny.
I was too mad for her too, because I'm like, y'all need to quit playing up here. Y'all need to quit playing. Oh my God. So I have a lot of respect for the people who enjoy, Halloween. I know it's coming up, spooky season coming in, I respect y'all, but I bow out.
Right. You're like, I won't be over there.
Yeah. But, you did encourage me hearing you speak about horror. I think, if we have the File Under Horror in Chicago this month, or in October coming up, I think I will check it out. I'll be amongst others. And I think that would be, okay.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Danielle, so where can we find more information about you? We can visit Black Women Directors.
Yes, blackwomendirectors.co. Best place to find out more about Black Women Directors.
Yeah.
And then my personal site is daniellescruggs.com, so you can find out more about me there as well.
Great. And then the Chicago Film Symposium.
Yes, we have a website for that as well. So chicagofilmsymposium.com. And you can find out more. And we have our second symposium coming up on Saturday, November 1st.
That's going to be wonderful. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited too.
I love that. Thank you so much for, coming in here, sharing your insights. And thank you so much for putting a resource like Black Women Directors together.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, thank you so much for having me. It has been really great to talk to you about any and everything today. So, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Chicago. And we will see you soon. This has been another episode of noseyAF. I'm your host, Stephanie Graham. What did you think about today's conversation? I would love to hear your thoughts. Head over to the noseyAF website for all the show notes related to this episode. You can also find me on Instagram at Stephanie Graham. What would you know? Or online at missgraham.com, where you can sign up for my newsletter where I share exclusive updates about my studio practice as well as this podcast. Until next time, y'all, stay curious and take care. Bye.